What do you do when people say, hey, your response to everything is do nothing, do nothing, do nothing? And there is clearly an appetite in this country, amongst younger people especially, to do something.
Well, do something usually means get the government to do something. Doing nothing means let the market do the wondrous things that it can do. Right now, the Republicans, the Trump administration, is gearing up to run against democratic socialism next year. These are Republicans who just reauthorized the Export-Import Bank, which is the government allocation of capital to favored firms, which is the essence of socialism. This is a government engaging in protectionism, which is the government telling the American people what they can purchase, in what quantities, and at what prices. This is a government that talks about repatriating the supply chains of American industries. Do these people have any idea how complicated the supply chain is of an iPhone, let alone a Boeing Dreamliner? They are tampering with the complexities of life when they ought to be allowing the market to allocate wealth and opportunity.
So it's interesting you point this out, because what's happening right now is we have conservative voices arguing for breaking up or regulating big tech, conservative voices clamoring for payments to farmers to subsidize them for tariff losses, and conservative voices arguing for more and more tariffs as a policy tool. What does that mean about what conservatism itself means today?
It means the conservatives have completely lost their bearings. Capitalism, free markets are what freedom looks like in a lightly governed society. The president goes to Iowa the other day and says, I know my tariffs have hurt you, but I'm making you whole by giving you $15 billion. Now think about that. We hurt the farmers, raise prices for American consumers, and then we take from American taxpayers $15 billion to repair the injury that government has done to farmers. If that isn't a lesson in why you should get out of the way and let market forces work, I don't know what is.
So how should conservatives make their point if it's not a point the public wants to hear?
Well, conservatives often have the disagreeable job of telling people that, in fact, there are no gains without pains, that the market is wiser than the government, that all a market is an information gathering device, and it knows a lot more than government knows.
And this also comes, and again, these terms are not interchangeable, being a conservative or being a Republican. David Brooks recently wrote that there is a coming GOP apocalypse, that the party is stumbling blind into the age of diversity. He talks about the generation gap being powerful when it comes to Republicans. He says, to put it bluntly, young adults hate them. Is this part of the natural life cycle, George? You think that, you check in with the same folks in 15 years, they'll have different feelings, or has something fundamentally changed?
I think David Brooks is late to the apocalypse. I think it's already happened. In fact, young people have made up their mind about the Republican Party, that it's kind of the dumb party. Now, these are the same young people who say they have warm feelings about socialism, but all they mean by that is, to them, socialism means everybody being sociable and nice to one another. They haven't thought it through, because these same people who are suspicious of, who like socialism, are suspicious of government. So I think that they're unformed at this point, but the Republican Party is doing its very best to drive them away permanently.